Hello, dear viewers. Today we continue getting acquainted with the diary of a Red Army soldier who played a crucial role in defending the besieged city of Leningrad, where famine posed one of the most fiercest enemy threats. As we flip through these pages, we'll try to grasp the unimaginable horrors that unfolded in this city and the immense tragedy endured by the Soviet people. Alright, let's get started. February 28, 1942. I did my first guard duty shift after getting better from my illness. It was an easy gig, didn't have much to do. I took the chance to send my first letters home to my mom and brother. Not sure if they'll actually get them. March 1st. I started feeling really sick with diarrhea, and I had to endure it until the 7th when a high fever finally hit me. On March 7th, I ended up in the infirmary because of my illness. They didn't provide much treatment there, just some powders. It became clear that nobody wanted to associate with you if you couldn't work due to weakness. Moving ahead to March 15th, they transferred me to the Novaya Ladoga hospital, where I received better care and a warm welcome. Things started looking up on March 16th as my pain lessened. By March 17th, I was feeling quite good. The diarrhea seemed to be gone, but the stomach pains lingered. It seemed like I might be discharged from the hospital soon. It was a bit disheartening though, because the hospital was warm and clean. March 18th was pretty much the same as before, and the monotony continued into March 19th. However, I did worry a bit that I might be sent to the Volkov hospital because of my hearing issues, which would mean I couldn't rejoin my unit. On March 20th, there was a missing third course during dinner. The next day, March 21st, we didn't get any white bread because we'd run out of supplies. Skipping ahead to March 23rd, they initially planned to discharge me, but they decided to continue my treatment at the last moment because I was still too weak. Fast forward to March 29th, I was finally discharged from the hospital and sent back to my unit. When I left the hospital, I ran into some of my comrades who gave me some bread and informed me about the whereabouts of my unit. On the same day, March 29th, I reunited with my unit, and everybody welcomed me warmly. They assigned me to the command unit. Moving on to March 30th, I was granted 2 days of rest. I received a letter dated January 28, 1942 from my wife. She let me know that she was alive and staying in the city of Volochyok, but unfortunately, my father was not doing well. His illness was quite serious. March 31st was a day of rest, and I took the opportunity to gather up my scattered belongings. From March 29th to April 8th, I stayed in the village of Pesky, which is about 8 kilometers from Staraya Ladoga. During this time, I received 2 letters from home and learned that my wife was still alive and staying in an apartment in Volochyok. On April 1st, I resumed my duties as a company orderly, and the day went smoothly. April 2nd and April 5th were also spent on my assigned posts and repairing a furnace in the bathhouse. On April 5th, I went to wash up in the Volkov bathhouse and saw wounded soldiers returning from the front, along with captured Germans. These soldiers looked incredibly harsh due to the cold, hunger, and overall hardship they had endured. They were ragged, sick, dirty, and sadly, starving. April 6th brought me an assignment to head to Leningrad on a mission, which was scheduled for the 8th. On this day, I received a letter from my mother informing me that my father had passed away and was buried on March 25th. It was a devastating loss for me. All because of this terrible war. April 8th marked my departure to Leningrad, and by the morning of April 9th, I had rejoined my battalion. It was fortunate that during this time I had a chance to visit my mother in Kronstadt, although I couldn't see my father since he had already been buried. On April 10th, I got into trouble for falling asleep during my orderly duty. From April 19th to the 20th, life was fairly routine, with work and guard duty. However, on the 20th, when I went to a polyclinic to have my hearing checked, the doctor dismissed any issues, and later that day I faced detention and confinement in a cold basement for a full day due to an incorrect mission order. I was released on April 21st and rejoined my unit without further punishment. Guard duty on April 22nd was a simple task, mainly overseeing vehicles. April 26th saw me buying a pocket watch for 1,100 rubles, as bread was becoming scarce, costing 600 rubles. On April 27th, staff from the automobile plant began gathering belongings for relocation. As we journey through this Russian Red Army soldier's diary, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible history. Let's keep exploring together. They departed for Rizhevka station on April 28th, while 6 of us remained as sentries. Life was calm but marked by hunger. The days of April 30th and May 1st passed with routine guard duty and limited provisions for the holiday. May 1st brought small victory as I obtained half a liter of vodka despite my hunger. May 2nd was even better, with more vodka and a hearty meal. May 3rd and 4th continued on a positive note, with vodka, fish, and the purchase of another watch, improving my financial situation. During May 3rd and 4th, I had the chance to meet Professors Lebedeva and Bondarev, both employees of the Botanical Garden who were kind-hearted individuals. May 9th followed the usual routine, but I enjoyed some soy milk, making it a pleasant day. Finally, on May 11th, I sent 1,000 rubles to my ailing mother and bought a cigarette case for 100 rubles. On May 14th, I visited the doctor for my worsening hearing, but it seemed no one paid much attention. My hearing had deteriorated significantly. On May 18th, Leningrad endured a heavy air attack, which our anti-aircraft gunners successfully repelled. By May 20th, my attempts to contact Kronstadt went unanswered. I sent money to my mother once again, but there was still no response to my telegrams. May 21st was the day I submitted documents for a medical evaluation. On May 22nd, I underwent a medical evaluation and was offered a discharge from military service with the option to return home, but I declined due to supply difficulties. May 23rd passed with routine duties, guard duty, and yard work. May 24th brought a joyous surprise, a letter from my wife in Volchok, the first I'd received since September 21st, 1941. I sent money, a letter, and a telegram to my wife on May 25th. May 26th brought a letter from my mother confirming receipt of the telegram, although she hadn't yet received the money. I also received a postcard from my mother and learned my brother Ivan was stationed in the Kolpino direction. On May 27th, I sent letters to both my brother at the front and my wife in the Kalinin region. May 30th was special, as I had the privilege to meet Professor Fedchenko, a botanist, and admired people like him. Despite trying to appear educated, I often felt disappointed that I lacked the education to be more valuable to society. May 31st marked the end of the month. During this time, hunger wasn't a major issue, and though the work was abundant, it remained interesting. I had hoped to buy chrome boots, but they were either unavailable in my size or beyond my means. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Goodbye, and see you next time. So what did we learn from the diary of this Russian Red Army soldier? When it was horrible, life may have been tough, but history is filled with stories that are equally challenging and inspiring. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more gripping historical tales. Goodbye for now.